Time to put the spotlight on mutual funds. It stands for MF Corner. With so many mutual fund schemes available, sometimes it's confusing and the choice difficult as funds in the same category look very similar. Dhirendra, our mutual fund expert and the CEO of Value Research, is here with the analysis on two such funds from the large cap category. Afternoon, Dhirendra. Now we're talking about ICICI approved Top 100 and Kotak 50. Both are large cap funds, both launched in 1998. They both have pretty different investment mandates though. How are they different?
No, they have a bit different investment mandate. Kotak 30, Kotak 50 started as Kotak 30, then it started investing in more than 30 stocks, and now it has become Kotak 50. And initial years, it was an outstanding fund because when it was forced to stick to 30 stocks only, it turned out to be a fairly compact portfolio which performed well, and I think without a long tail. ICICI Prudential Top 100. It started as ICICI Prudential Growth Fund, and only recently, about a year back, it got changed to ICICI Prudential Top 100. And it will be anchored differently. Both have been largely large cap funds, but of late, in the past 3-4 years, Kotak 50 has drifted. It has lost its it has lost its initial advantages of performance, and it is proving to be an extremely average fund. And ICICI Prudential Top 100 is certainly an above average fund, not necessarily an outstanding large cap fund, given the options investors have. Another thing one should look at is that investors always have the choice of when looking at the large cap universe, investors always have the choice of an index fund, and they are guaranteed to derive as much return as the index.
Dhirendra, so which of these funds would you recommend and why?
One is that in the large cap universe there are superior alternatives, but if one has to choose from these two, I think ICICI Prudential Top 100 looks like it's willing to take bets. It backs the portfolio with the manager's conviction, and that I think is a very promising part of it, and it is showing superior performance of late. That's why ICICI Prudential Top 100 over Kotak 50.
Okay, then let's also address some viewer queries. First one from Parth Bhatt. He asks if it's necessary to invest in mutual funds through banks. Is it possible to directly invest through the fund house itself without having a middleman, so to say?
Yes, absolutely. You can invest in mutual fund directly. If you are a first-time investor, then there is a slightly complicated, not complicated, but one added procedure which one has to go through, which is getting your KYC done. If you have a bank account, if you have a PAN number, it's easy. You go to CDSL site and download the form, get KYC done for yourself, and you can invest directly with the fund company. If you have invested in mutual fund anytime before, then you don't need this, and you can and most mutual fund companies' websites also enable direct investment. That apart, if you have an online bank account, then it can well be paperless.
Dhirendra, second query is from Satish VM, and he says that he would like to park his cash about 4 lakhs in 4 debt funds, 1 lakh each, 1 gilt, long term, 2 short-term liquid funds, and 1 dynamic bond as well. And he says that he needs 2 short-term funds because he might have to liquidate if need arises in about 3 to 6 months. How can you help him?
Short-term funds, they had an outstanding year. I don't know if it will be sustained in the coming times, but certainly they are unlikely to be disappointing. They are unlikely to be unstable, or you are unlikely to witness a decline in value. My choice: UTI short-term bond fund and IDFC short-term bond fund. I would urge him to not to invest in the long-term gilt fund, because my view is that of course there is a consensus that there will be rate cuts, but when, how, and with what kind of intermittent blips. We took the view of fund managers in January, and we saw that their views changed radically in the next 2 months, and I think RBI action also was completely different from what was expected. So given the flux around inflation, flux around the macroeconomic scenario, it's very difficult to bank on a successive rate cut. I would say avoid the gilt fund and stick to dynamic bond fund.